Get ready, Staten Island.
The Ferry Hawks are back at SIUH Community Park July 7th to the 12th for a 6-game series against the High Point Rockers. Wednesday, July 8th with first pitch at 6:30. It's Woo Wednesday in collaboration with the Wu-Tang Clan. The Ferry Hawks transform into the Shaolin Hawks. Thursday, July 9th, first pitch is at 6:30. It's Thirsty Thursday with $5 Bud and Bud Light drafts.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
We're talking about the Hall of Fame. The man that's in charge happens to be the president of the New York State Broadcasters Association. You may remember he gave me an award. It was very nice. Chad presented me back on our 10-year anniversary show back in January. But he's a guy that runs the Broadcast Association, the whole deal, all of it, not just radio, television as well. And the NYSBA announced their 2026 Hall of Fame class, 7 people, 3 of which very recognizable names: Sid Rosenberg, Rosanna Scotto, my friend over at Channel 5, and Bill Ritter over at Channel 7. The other 4 people are radio people from the northern part of the state. Either way, I am grateful, eternally grateful. I really am. Humbled and thrilled to speak to the president, David Donovan, on this show right now. David, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, Sid. How are you doing, sir? Congratulations.
Well, I'm doing great. This was really amazing. I was in Israel. It was 3 a.m. local time in Jerusalem when I got your email that I had, in fact, been selected to be inducted here in 2026. And to say I'm grateful would be a huge understatement. So thank you very much.
Well, Sid, look, you deserve it. Sorry to wake you up in the middle of the night over in Israel. But the bottom line is, Sid, we recognize as part of the Hall of Fame folks who have done a terrific job, not only in their career, but also giving back to the community. And you have come a tremendous success from your days starting in Florida in the 90s. You know, you've been in a competitive New York market since 2000 over at NEW. You worked with Imus. You worked at FAN. You actually did pre-game shows for the Giants, which is, God love you for that. Yeah. And then, frankly, with starting in, I think it was 2016 with Bernie, God rest his soul, the Bernie and Sid show. You replaced Imus, and you have done a phenomenal job in the morning with Sid and Friends. And you and John Catsimatidis, who owns 77 WABC, have done a phenomenal job serving the community. And, I don't want to go on, but, the people that you're in the Hall of Fame with are the legends of broadcasting. Ernie Anastas, Craig Carlton, Tom Murphy, who ran ABC, Bill Paley, who ran CBS, Regis Philbin, Walter Cronkite, Al Roker, Boomer Esiason, Funk Flex, Mike Francesa, Mr. G over at Pix, Marvin Scott, and 2 folks that you work with, both Curtis and Cousin Brucey.
Wow.
Angie Martinez, Mike Wallace. I mean, the names goes
Barbara
on and
Walters.
On. Barbara Walters, Mike Wallace, Angie Martinez, Diana Williams. And it really is our highest honor. And what we try to do, the way it works, is we have our board of directors, we have a meeting, and your name came up, and it was a unanimous vote. And
wow.
Your commitment to New York City, Brooklyn native, my God, you've done a great job, and so you certainly deserve it. And we're happy and honored that putting you in our Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you. That was very sweet. Really, you got me choked up. I also know 2 of the people going into the hall with me very well. Rosanna Scotto's been a friend of mine. We both went to Poly Prep many, many decades ago. I knew her brother, too. And she does a tremendous job on Good Day New York on Channel 5. And Bill Ritter, Bill Ritter and I don't agree on a lot of stuff. In fact, I've called Bill out on some of his opinions on Channel 7. I've even said things like I miss the old days when my anchors didn't opine on the nightly news. But with that said, he's a terrific guy. I've met him on more than one occasion, and he's had a great career in New York, and he does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. So no disrespect to the 4 other radio people from the northern part of the state, but I can certainly appreciate Rosanna Scotto and Bill Ritter going in with me.
Well, both have done a phenomenal job. Bill has done a terrific. He's won several awards from us for his work on fire safety. And we do try to geographically disperse this. And we have, for example, 2 radio guys who are legends, absolute legends in Glens Falls, Dan Miner and Pete Cloutier. So we try to make sure that we cover the whole state, and we try to make sure that we cover both radio and television. And I have to tell you, it is a very you've existed in the most competitive media market in the world, really. But it is really a tough competition to get into this Hall of Fame.
Well, how many names do you guys usually start out with?
We start off with about 40 or 50.
And you get down to 7?
Every single year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It takes a while, and there's a lot of discussion back and forth. And we don't make these decisions lightly.
As you shouldn't. This is a very big deal. In fact, I got a bunch of people now, David Donovan, the president of the New York State Broadcasters Association, who want the honor. I don't even know if you do this. I think you do because I remember Bill Evans getting in last year,
right,
of being a presenter like Don Shula and Dan Marino at the Football Hall of Fame. I don't know if the host that day just announces it, if there really is a presenter, but I got a whole bunch of people already reaching out to me trying to line up to be the presenter that day, as well as you offered me a table of 10. I got 60 people that want to come already. So what does that day actually look like October 22nd at the Rainbow Room?
Well, what it does is the presenter, and we can discuss that, or maybe we can auction it off, Sid.
I like that.
What we do is that we have a luncheon, and it is at the Rainbow Room, and everyone gets a table, and then we have additional tables that are available as well, and I also bring in students, because we have to look at the next generation. So I'll bring in students from the colleges around the area. We'll sit at a couple of tables. We usually get about 200-300 people in there. It can get crowded, but it is frankly, I've been told by a number of folks, both at the national level and have you, it is one of the special events in broadcasting.
Oh, I can attest to that because you mentioned John Catsimatidis,
exactly.
A terrific owner, my dear friend. He won an award, deserved award last year. We had a great table, WABC table, and I was there, middle of the afternoon, gorgeous day. Yeah, it was great. I loved it. It was great. And I sat there going, Dave, these bastards, they better put me in one of these years. I'm not coming back.
Well, I must have read your mind, Sid.
I just got a text as we're speaking, talking about Hall of Famers. And I'm not just patronizing this guy. This guy is one of the all-time greats. He says, I want to put my name on the list of potential presenters. Happened to be the president of CBS Radio when FAN and all those stations were at their very best, the great Dan Mason.
I know Dan very well. Know Dan very, very well. He's done a great job.
Yeah, a lot of the those execs back then, and they had to deal with Don Imus and Howard Stern of the same company. I mean, could you imagine? There were actually times David Donovan and Lou Rapino, my amazing sidekick here, he went to some of those Christmas parties. You'd have Howard Stern and Don Imus, not often, maybe only once or twice, but at the same Christmas party.
Yes. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Crazy.
No, it was a very wild time back then, and I probably shouldn't admit this, but while you guys were doing that, I was an attorney at the FCC.
Wow. No kidding. You were?
Yeah, for 10 years.
I didn't know that. Wow,
Yeah.
That's funny. So let me ask you this on the way out. And again, I can't thank you enough. I'm eternally grateful. I really am. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. This is a huge, huge deal for me. It really is. And my family and my father looking down from heaven somewhere. It really is. The future of radio. I have these discussions with my friend Michael Harrison, Talkers Magazine, Jason Barrett, Barrett Media, now you. And I know the broadcasters, you give out TV awards as well, right? Rosanna Scotto, Bill Ritter.
Exactly.
But in terms of radio, because I believe that 5 of the 7 people going in this year with me are radio people. Mm-hmm. And you bring in young students because you're looking at the future.
Absolutely.
What is your opinion on the future of radio?
Well, I think we certainly have some challenges right now. And I think one of the biggest challenges is that the automobile manufacturers want to pull AM, and now they're even talking FM receivers out of cars. And that really, since a large part of the radio audience is in the car and drive time, as you well know, that could be very damaging. So we are working very hard in Washington, D.C. to pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act.
Yeah, just so you know, I brought this up with President Trump the last time he was on this program about 7 weeks ago. Couch Matidis asked me to. I did, and President Trump was really behind us.
He is behind us, and we have 317 co-sponsors in the House of Representatives, including 22 members from New York City. We have over 60 co-sponsors in the Senate, including Senator Gillibrand and Leader Schumer supports the bill. So we're trying to get this across the finish line. That's what it comes down to. We are on the 5-yard line. We want to get it done this year. We want to because we really have to send a message to the automobile industry that local radio should remain in cars.